Ciao, hi, hey, hola, guys, amigos. I'm just going to check I'm live on Facebook as well. Just waiting on Facebook, and I'm live on Facebook and YouTube. I'm here and smiling and be more positive because Celtic won. We came from behind, but to win. And I want to give a match review before I go for my granddad nap, as I call it. Um, Someone calls it a grandma nap. I call it a granddad nap, so it's more apt. Unless there's something about that person, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to try and stay on topic. Sorry, I wasn't sure how much to go into my nice life stories, as I call them, or my nice life story in the singular. But anyway, um, I went to watch the match, and I was hoping to walk, but one, I was running a bit late. I was a bit disorganised, and I was running a bit late. As usual. Um, I was late as usual, and I thought my mate might be waiting for me. And I didn't want to talk too much about other things other than the game, but I was late, and also my foot was injured. But with the Sunday service on the Sunday bus services, more specifically, it's a nightmare to wait for the bus. But I kept walking, and I couldn't be bothered to wait for the bus because I'm not the most patient. But my left foot, my pinky toe on my left foot, is always injured, so that was a bit sore. But anyway, um, yeah, I eventually, I promise I will get to the game. I went to watch it at the local, oh, well, not the local bar, but at a bar or pub or whatever you call it, whatever the difference is, an Irish one. And when I got there, I was about 7 minutes late, so I suppose I didn't miss too much. Um, but I thought, given a review on the first half, I thought that we were very lackluster, I guess. I felt that we were a bit weak and they were winning all the 50-50 balls in the middle. I thought they were winning all the tackles and things like that. And I try and be as honest as possible and as fair as possible. Um, I think they were playing better football, I've got to admit. I thought they were keeping the ball really well. And uh, they got a goal. And I got to say, I don't think it was on the run of play, if I'm honest, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to think about how much of the game I remember. I should have probably focused more on that on the way on the bus on the way home as I was thinking of all these thoughts. Um, but yeah, I met my mate at the pub, so it was quite good. Obviously, most importantly, that we won. Um, but I was worried about being late and letting him down. But anyway, trying to get to the game. So, trying to review it to the best of my ability. Our player went down, and I did think it was a push. And I do sometimes worry about when the refs give them favourable deals. But again, I want to, as they say, put my green tinted spectacles away, so to speak. Um, for those who don't know, that's because Celtic playing green and white. And I felt it was a push on our player, but I thought he should have played to the whistle. And sometimes the referees don't give us a decision. But I think sometimes referees make honest mistakes. But I know there is a conspiracy theory that the referees take their side, our rival side, and go against Celtic. And some actually say normally referees go against the bigger teams. But I couldn't see us scoring a goal. I'll have to try and remember. Um, I'll have to try and remember. I know we scored before the second half. Um, but yeah, I couldn't see us score now. I'm trying to remember who scored our first goal. I know. Funny enough, it was our two Asian players who scored, which I think was really cool. It's been interesting recently. I think it's interesting. I don't know if you've ever with me, but I was thinking it would be cool to see more Asians into football. Like I was thinking Leicester, where I grew up, should try and get more Asians into football. Thanks for the comment, Chris Boy. I've got to admit, I know I'm a Celtic supporter. I'm a Celt, but that's because um, I'm an anti-imperialist. So I'm not really into like the violent side of it or the animosity. I mean, some of the people in the pub were saying about Rangers or the Rankers, I call them, their players. But personally, I wouldn't be against their players because they're only doing their job. But I support Celtic as an anti-imperialist, which is a bit hypocritical as I support Italy. But I joke about being mixed race. But I'm not really into like the violent side of things like the IRA or stuff like that, to be honest. But thanks for your comment, though. I do appreciate that. I hope as many Celtic sports will watch these videos as possible. these Celtic ones, and I hope you'll share it with others listening. I can promote Celtic around the world. But yeah, God, I've got to try and remember where we scored our first goal. I think it was at a time when I was thinking we weren't doing too well, and I was fearful that they were going to score a second before half time. I thought they were probably more likely to score than us. I thought they were winning all the battles in the middle, unfortunately. I also thought our passing, especially on the first, well, actually, probably even just as much in a way on the second half in some parts of the game, was really poor. We gave away the ball quite a lot, just like we did against Hibs last week. And one thing I was thinking is, I remember I was saying, I think we've got 3 finals now. I'm pretty sure we're playing Motherwell in the midweek, and we're playing them, the other rivals, which hopefully we'll beat next week. Something I was going to say actually at the beginning of the video, and I forgot. I was going to sing, and if I had the confidence and I remembered, I was going to say, if we win today, would anyone sing A Beautiful Sunday? But I've got a bit shy now. I don't know if I'm going to sing it. But I was actually going to start by singing like, it's a beautiful Sunday. But yeah. But I might sing that at the end of the video now. But yeah, so I thought that we were. Now I've got to try and remember how we scored the first goal, which is really annoying because I completely forgotten. I think it was Yang who scored our first goal, if I'm not mistaken. And I thought Maeda was missing quite a few, although he was doing really well to close players down. He's got quite a lot of stick recently. Like people say he spat his dummy out of the Prem, or whatever the saying is. But I thought this is a game where he could answer his critics, and hopefully he'll do it against Hearts as well, or even Motherwell in the midweek. But I thought he was doing really well closing things down, and it was really fast. He didn't stop running. But some of his passing I thought was really poor, and I think if one thing, if he could be more clinical, I know that's not his position, that's the thing, he's played out a bit out of position, but if he could be more clinical, I think he would be a top player, in my opinion. Obviously, I know people might say the level of Scottish football, but he missed 2 chances on the first half, which I thought, if I'm being super critical, I think he should have scored them. And we again, trying to assess, like, we gave away the ball quite a lot. Now I thought the referee was a bit more favourable on their side, even though we were the home team. But I'm trying to be as fair as possible, so I don't know if that was just my judgment. I don't know. I think it'd be only fair to ask neutral fans, because if you ask Celtic or Rangers fans, Rangers fans, they're going to say whatever. They're going to probably say the referee was against them or whatever. But as some of them say, like, the fact we've won so many trophies, if the referees were against us, like, how could we have done that? But that shows even more impressive. But yeah, my brain is completely not working about the first goal. I'm still trying to remember all that time back. But it was kind of a relief because I couldn't see us scoring. And I was just thinking, I hope they don't score before half time. And towards the end of the half, I was hoping we could nick another goal to go 2-1 up. But it wasn't to be, of course. But then I went for my Subway at half time, as I do. Other places are available, of course. But on a serious note, I think it was Yang who scored our first goal, actually. Could be wrong. Please remind me, anyone. Sorry, my brain's all frazzled. On the second, I thought, actually, if I'm honest, and again, trying to be as honest as possible, obviously I'm a bit biased. I want Celtic to win. And I'd love the Celtic to win a double, which would be amazing considering the season we've had so far. I thought they played some really good football. I've got to say, I know some Celtic fans might not want to, some Celtic supporters might not want to admit that, but I thought they played some really good football. So I've got many Americans out there. They passed the ball around really well, and I thought this could be a long day. I was fearful they would score a second, but and we got a couple of players who I thought got really harsh yellows. I think a couple of them got really harsh yellows, which again, I try not to be too biased. I thought the referee was really harsh on us. I know there's conspiracy theories about the referees taking their side. Being favourable to the Rangers, to Rangers. Yes, you're right. Sorry, Kenneth. Thanks so much, Kenneth Todd. I appreciate that. Yeah, my brain. Sorry. Yes, that was a brilliant. Actually, that was you just remind me that was an excellent cross. Not cross, sorry. It was an excellent through ball. Everyone, I'm sure, as far as I'm aware, everyone in the pub said it. I'm sure all Celtic supporters think that was an excellent ball, and all proper football fans, proper sports would think that's a great ball, if they're honest. Anthony Johnson, sorry, brain's not working. Anthony Johnson, excellent player. I think we've missed him so much this season. I'm sure Celtic sports will agree. And that ball to Yang, I'm sure that ball was actually someone else, and they squared it to Yang. But someone passed that ball brilliantly. I was thinking, with my social anxieties and things like that, and my potential autism or whatever, madness, things like that. I think, like, sometimes I shout at the screen as if they can hear me, but I think, like, people are probably like, what is this guy on about? I'm like, come on, like, what is this thing? And sometimes I'm like, hit it, and things like that. But I was like saying, cross it, and I couldn't see that, so I think that pass was absolutely amazing. Thanks for the reminder. But so Yang scored our first goal, and I've got to admit, from a bias point of view, as someone who likes the Asian players play very well, and more Asian players coming through, I thought it was brilliant to see an Asian player. Yes, people in the pub said, Kenneth Todd again, thanks so much for that comment as well. People in the pub were saying that it looks like the referee is just desperate to send our players off, especially when we were winning 3-1. And I was hoping one of their players would get sent off because they got the yellow first. I was hoping Chimiti. I was saying to someone in the pub that would have been much easier. I got to admit, was it Chimiti? One of their players was really good, and I was thinking if he got sent off, it'd make life a lot easier. What did Chimiti come on and sent off? One of their players who's really good anyway, who was, to be fair, causing us a lot of problems. And again, I thought they passed the ball really well themselves, the rankers. I'd say, but yeah, as I'd say, our two of our Asian players scored. That was excellent. The only thing I think could have been better is if Maeda got a hat trick or even 4 goals, which he probably should have done. He had a hat trick of misses, so I think he could have got 4 or 5 today probably. Could have, should have, of course you could say. And obviously Yang scored, but the only thing is also Hatate. I think it would have been great to see him score, and he's got a lot of stick this season, so I think it would be great to see him do well. Maeda got a lot of stick. I think it's great to see him do well. I think Yang sometimes is really good at running at players and things like that. But again, even in the second half, I thought some of our passing was really poor. We gave away the ball way too easy, and then sometimes we kept the ball really well. But I was saying, like, I felt that we should have passed the ball a lot quicker. So I don't know whether Celtic sports would agree with me on that. I suppose you could, like someone at the pub was saying, sometimes we've got to slow it down when we're 3-1 up. But I was like, some of the passing, and we could have kept the ball a lot better. And sometimes they zipped it around really well, and sometimes they just gave us the ball as well. And again, Kenneth Todd saying my goal of the season. So yeah, I'm struggling to get the point. Sorry, but Maeda's goal, that was absolutely amazing. That was brilliant. That was a brilliant scissor kick. I think even people who are not Celtic supporters would agree, if they were honest. Some of them might begrudgingly agree that that goal was probably the best goal of the season. I know that that Chimiti or someone like that, Chimiti scored an amazing goal. I'll give him that because I try and be as fair as possible. I'll say, let's face it was a great goal. Maybe we should try and snap players like that off them. Whether they'll play for us, I don't know. But if we give them the right amount, we should spend that much money. I was thinking if we had a clinical striker, but I was just saying I was criticising Maeda for missing 2 or 3 chances. He missed a golden chance after scoring, but someone said that goal he scored would be enough, even if he didn't do anything else. But I would have loved to have seen him score a hat trick. I would have loved to have seen Tate score as well, one of our Asian players, and I would have seen many of our players scoring. Like at one point, I was thinking Scales or Trusty scoring from a corner. Me and someone at the pub was saying that as well. We both said the same thing. It'd be great to see someone like Scales or Trusty getting a header from a corner. Probably not good for his confidence as well. Sometimes I do find Scales can be a bit of a bomb scare in defence. As good as he can be at blocking things out, he does seem to lose focus and give the ball away quite easily and make silly fouls. He got himself booked by the guy in the face, and it looked like it was an accident, but it was last time. It was a bit clumsy rather than malicious. But again, Todd says, are we bit better than Yang's goal last time. In a way, yes, I think probably, although he did run past quite a few players, but the skill and technique, I thought he was going to knock it over or whatever. And considering the ones he missed, I was like, why can't he get the easy ones in? He would have got at least a hat trick today. Yeah, I'm going to try and remember. I know there's one he was through. It looked like it was probably going to be ruled off for offside, but he was one-on-one with the goalkeeper. I don't know if he panicked when the goalkeeper came out. Just needs that clinicalness. I mean, I'm a defender, not a striker, so I can't really say too much about it. But a really good top striker would score, but it is out of his position. He is a winger, and he just kept running and running. So that is a candidate certainly for goal of the season, I'm sure. In my opinion, anyway, I'm sure Celtic supporters would agree with me. And I appreciate Chris Boy, although I don't entirely agree with him. I'm not a big fan of violence, so I'm not going into all the Irish stuff. I do think Celtic should be proud of the Irish roots, but I think we should distance ourselves from any violence personally, and I certainly think the club should. But that's my opinion, which is fair enough. But I do appreciate everyone commenting, especially everyone. And Kenneth made some really good comments, and also reminded me a lot of things because my brain's not working. Second goal, I think even Tunekti, our Tunisian player, like I think I look a bit Tunisian as well. Someone told me I look Tunisian once, but anyway, he often disappoints because he runs at their players, but then he lacks that end product. But I think even he today was really good at not just running and trying too many skills. Once or twice he did it. It's a bit annoying, but a lot of times he does it a lot in a game. But he did annoy me a little bit with trying to be too skillful a little bit. But at least we were ahead at that time, and I think when you're ahead, it's different. Keeping the ball and all that kind of thing. Like what they were passing the ball a lot when they were behind, so it wasn't too much. Going back, and listen, that's all right as long as you go back. But anyone else, please comment live if you would just before I wrap up, because my brain's not working. I'm trying to think of anything else I wanted to cover. If you think I've missed anything in the game, please post in the comment section as well to let me know. I hope these will show up on the live chat, because I put live chat. Show the live comments, but it doesn't seem to do so on YouTube. But please do, any Celtic sports out there, please let me know what you think about the game. What are some of the things you think we could have done better? Anything I said that you disagree with? Like I say, for me personally, I was thinking like they must say, what's wrong with this guy? But sometimes I was like, hit it, and I say hit it. But when I thought there were chances where we could shoot or get the ball in the box quicker. But again, for the first goal, thanks so much, Kenneth Todd, I appreciate that. When I was like, he should have crossed it quicker. He should have crossed it, but instead he put that through ball, which was a really clever pass, sort of disguised pass through, which led to the first goal. So shows what I know. But there were a few times where I thought we could have passed the ball better. I thought we could have got the ball into the box quicker. I thought our passing could have been quicker. We gave away the ball quite easily. But most importantly, we won. Is there anything I missed? Any Celtic sports? Please let me know before I wrap this up, because my brain, as I say, is frazzled. But yeah, good celebration. I mean, I think now we've got 3 finals as far as where we've got Motherwell and Hearts, and then we've got, thanks for the like as well, and we've got them. That is them, Hearts. And then who are we playing in the final? Brain's not working. Not Kilmarnock, is it? Please remind me if anyone can remind me. And I can't remember what date that is either. But yeah, so hopefully we can do this league. But if Motherwell, if Hearts drop any more points, that'd be amazing as well. That really do us a favour if they draw or preferably even lose any games. I was hoping they would lose the last one against Motherwell. Not to be quite, but I think it kind of is in our hand now. I mean, goal difference could be a problem. I think we need to play like we did today, especially some of the really good stuff we did. That we did, but there was again, we could have kept the ball better. Could have been a bit quicker, I think, sometimes, but sometimes it's probably better to slow it down. Come to think of it, like I was saying, if I was their manager, I'd probably say, "Come on, that's the ball quicker." But I think sometimes it's good to take your time and keep the ball, and sometimes you could have kept the ball a little bit better as well. Killed off the game. Thanks so much, Gary in Cheryl Simpson. Gary in Cheryl Simpson. Hope I pronounced that right. 3 goals adrift, but yeah, that is going to be tough. I mean, it does depend on how. Excuse the question, but it does depend on how Hearts, how they do in there. I mean, whoever they play. I haven't really kept up with it, but yeah, it would be really disappointing if they won on goal difference or something. But yeah, I wanted to sing "Beautiful Sunday." I'm a bit shy now, but maybe next Sunday, if we win the league, please remind me. If we win the league, answer a call. If we win the cup, probably on both occasions. The Sunday after, I will. In which case, it'll be next Sunday. And if we win the league, I will sing "Beautiful Sunday." I promise. Please remind me. But yeah, is there anything else I missed from the game? How do you rate the game? How do you think? Again, is there anything we could have done better? Who was your man of the match? I think. I thought Maeda was really good. All he needed to do was be a bit more clinical. Again, he could have scored those 3 extra goals probably today. But could have, should have, whatever. But he ran, and Yang was really good. Great to see Asian players do well, in my opinion. I thought Yang was really good. I thought Scales had his moments where he was really good, but sometimes he did. Again, he can be a bit of a bomb scare. I thought Trusty was really good. Again, someone who does get a lot of criticism, and some people see him as a bit of a bomb scare. But I think Nygren always does well, like running at players, always tries. Scored quite a few important goals for us. Unfortunately, couldn't score today, but he did create a lot of opportunities for other players. Would have been good to see Kelechi score. Obviously, he only came on in the second half, so it would be hard to judge him too much. But he did run players as well, and so many players played well today. I don't think there's any player who can say, "Oh, he shied away and he didn't play well." I thought Captain Calmac was really good. Again, someone who gets a lot of stick. Our goalkeeper really strong. Gives a lot of confidence at the back. But yeah, I thought everyone played well. But again, I'd love to know if there's any players who you thought could have done better. Who do you think played the least well? Who do you think played the best? Yeah, going around in circles probably. But I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks so much to Chris, Kenneth, Gary in Cheryl Simpson. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm just trying to think. I'm reading it. I'm thinking. I hope it's not something rude that I pronounced by mistake or whatever. And all the people who viewed the video, and for all the viewers, and for the person who liked the video, and anyone else who likes the video in the future, I really appreciate that. Hope you'll share it with all the Celtic supporters. Again, please let me know what you think, because again, my brain's not really working properly. Maybe later on, after I've gone for my granddad nap, I'll think about something that I thought that I missed. My brain will work a bit better, hopefully, once I've rested a bit, and I'll be able to think of everything I forgot. But yeah, hopefully we can win a double this season. Not quite as good as winning a treble, but it's still really good considering the season we've had, and hopefully we can build on that. The only thing is, I wonder what the board could do more. I'll probably leave it on this. Once again, thanks, Kenneth. Who do you think, Kenneth, Gary, Chris, and everyone, who do you think, if I knew how to do a poll on this, I would, who do you think the club should go out and buy? Kelechi, I think, puts a lot of effort, and he is good for his age, but I think he is a bit old and injury prone. Who do you think the club should go out and buy? I think we need to strike. Another thing is, I think it'd be good to have someone in the midfield who is, Callum, I think really does well, but he is getting on a bit, I think, and he's not always the quickest. So who do you think we could have? Maybe someone in midfield, maybe who's really quick and also answer a call, someone who's strong, who can win those midfield battles, because I think we lack that bit of. I know I'm a bit of a wuss myself, but we lack that someone who can win those midfield battles and make sure that we don't get dominated in midfield. Someone a bit stronger. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm out. Peace and love.